All right, this is Dre Tattoo Squid podcast with Toby from Tangents with Toby. So, any tangents going on now?
I did have a tangent this morning when the tire shop couldn't get me in when they said that they're going to, but otherwise everything turned out to be exact fine.
Oh, okay, that's good. It's like you know, what you got plans for this holiday, Thanksgiving and Black Friday, which is not really a holiday, but
Just
it's a
work,
holiday for everybody.
except for here in Canada.
Yeah, well, that's true. Which is funny because I was talking yesterday to a podcast, a lady named Alicia from Loner Podcast. Hello, buddy. Hi.
No doubt.
Can you go tell your brothers and sister? Okay.
So, Loner Podcast is from Canada as well. So I was like, oh, I didn't realize that. So
Oh yeah, we already had ours in October.
yeah, I know. I'm like, oh, you're the only one. I was like, I was telling her, I'm like, I know people. There's Film Rage and there's other ones too, and then I forgot you're from Canada as well. So I'm like, oh well, hey, it is what it is. But oh, go ahead.
I don't know if it's true, but I heard that they just wanted to keep one holiday every single month. So
Yeah.
instead of having two with Remembrance Day or Veterans Day and Thanksgiving, they threw Thanksgiving Day in October.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Don't you have Halloween, on there?
yeah, but it's just like
But
a
he's
normal
back.
day.
So yeah, we could, because Halloween is basically, like it's a holiday for me, but everybody else is like different. But you got that like both together, so you
I'll be right back.
okay.
And this is why I record straight from my van.
I understand. Yeah, but hey, because that's why I did the same thing. I was doing it from the car and everything else, but I always get like feedback, not feedback from people, but just feedback from doing my, using the phone in my car and the Bluetooth and all that, and it was just like it was fine to me, but then people were like, oh my god, there's like some kind of background noise, and I'm like, oh shit, okay.
So like when I first started, basically this is how I was.
Yeah.
And the sound was good. A little bit later I eventually did buy the clip-on microphone. Didn't like the quality, so I just kept going back to this. And now I use an actual microphone. I have it planted, so it's still hands-free. Then I have it hooked up to a digital recorder.
Yeah.
Then once that's done, and I'm at my destination, within 10 seconds, I can transfer it from my digital recorder to my phone, from my phone to my podcast host, and boom, it's out.
Yeah.
And some of the sound quality that my microphone does, despite being on the road with the road noise, everything like that, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's good because I tried doing that, and I did without all the stuff. Like I said, I did the Bluetooth, and to me it was like it sounded great. But when I do like interview wise, like I'll send like an invite, like say Anchor. I have the host Anchor, which is great. And then they send it out there, and then it sounds great to me. But then all of a sudden, when I listen to it, I sound like I'm the one that's on the outside calling in. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like the people that I'm doing the interview with, they sound like they are in a studio, and I'm on the outside like a radio station call-in kind of thing. You're like, hey, I'm in Jersey, like that. And then all of a sudden everybody else is like, yeah, we're here, and and I'm like, why do I sound like I'm the guest? and it's my show,
Oh,
But
I know.
it's yeah, it is what it is. I just roll with it, and I'm like, all right, now I do it on this. So, which was funny because like I said, the podcast I did with Loner Podcast yesterday, we did it through Anchor, which I haven't done that in months, and I didn't know what to do. I was like, and then she walked me through it. I was like, I used to do this before, and I'm like, I forgot how, but that's what I've been doing Zoom. So, have you been watching any movies or, oh, excuse me, or anything exciting or anything,
Movies, not so much. But right now, I'm kind of watching Mr. Robot once every like 3 days. I'll take a few days off and I'll watch another episode and
Yeah.
continue like that.
That's with I forgot the guy's name. He's I don't want to say he's weird looking, but to me he's a little weird. But that's that USA one, right?
Yes.
The one. Yeah, I checked it out. That was like, he's been in a bunch of movies though. He's been in
he was in the remake or the movie with Queen.
Yeah.
Robbie Malek or whatever.
Yeah. And then he was in what the hell was it? It was about like racing, but like illegal racing, and it had Michael
Need for
Keaton in
Speed.
it. Yeah. That's a good fucking movie.
Oh, no, that is a very underrated movie.
I need to sit on something.
Sit on your butt.
Anyway.
No, not bad. But yeah, Need for Speed was actually a pretty underrated movie.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, I know. It is underrated. Yeah, very underrated. Especially we call it Michael Keaton. So yeah, Michael Keaton's in it, and he plays a good part with that whole pirate radio.
Oh yeah, and like with Mr. Robot, just it's unbelievable what he can actually do with that character. And just the way he portrays it, like when his character's into drugs, he knows what to do, how to act with the withdraws. Then being the hacker, he's kind of like has that dark mystery kind of persona to it where you want to get to know him, but yet if you see him, you're kind of looking at him, kind of backing off, saying, "Whoa, I don't want to mess with this guy." Like he's awesome.
I know, it's like I get into the whole thing, especially the part where they try to get everybody to come back. I mean, not come back, but he's getting all like the gang back together, right?
Yeah.
And then he gets the people over there, and the other one goes to Mr. Robot. Basically like he's like an accountant, or he works at a desk, a cubicle, and all of a sudden after he's like, hey, come on, we're going. We need to get out of here. Oh, so he goes, oh, okay. Next thing you know, he's taking his clothes off and walking bare naked. And everybody's like, huh? What?
I do have to say he has a very nice butt.
Yeah, I say a nice body. I'm not gonna go with the butt, but I'm going with a nice body. He works out pretty good. So it's like he did some other like crazy movies. Technical difficulties?
Yes. He slipped and he fell.
Oh boy.
1 sec.
Yeah. Oh, folks, little technical difficulties. The sun kind of fell down. That's good. Gonna happen. I like the mug on the picture. We call it was that GFL?
Yeah, it's one of my clients for selling my or like our coffee to.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you do sell coffee. I forgot you do like the on the road stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. So was it like I forgot, was it just like basic brand coffee, or is it like, very exotic coffee?
No, it's your basic brand. Like you have your regular, your deluxe, Colombian, just simple things like that.
Yeah. Because I tried because I drink decaf, and I tried I was trying to get sponsored by a coffee company called Bones Coffee.
Oh, okay.
So and just the fact that it's called Bones Coffee.
At the start and at the end, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we could. I'll send you like a promo thing of mine, and you can put it on yours.
That's not a problem. Just give it to me.
And
I'll play
if you got like a promo, I'll do the same here.
Yeah, I got to redo some of my promos.
Yeah.
They're kind of
no problem. Because put it on there, and so Thanksgiving is, well, I mean, for me, it's tomorrow. So
it's
I mean, but you
football.
had your Thanksgiving. So what you do? Went with like family, or you went away, or?
No, it's basically just cook a turkey or all your side dishes, the basic, and spend it at home. COVID's kind of put a little bit of a wrench in everything.
Yeah, well, that's true. It gets to the point of it. Me, I'm probably going to go to my sister's, and pretty much like the family's there, except for my brother. Him and his family live like their own house, but they do their own thing on Thanksgiving. Even when we were doing the whole thing together. But are you like a fan of Black Friday, or?
Not really.
Nah. I mean, I don't know. I was gonna do Black Friday, then I saw what my bills look like, and I'm like, yeah, there's no way I can do Black Friday.
Yeah, that's basically, it's coming, but I never have money when it comes, so I just kind of say screw it.
It's always at the end of the month, which I understand that. I know that too, but I'm like, I don't have any money by that time. It's usually rent, and I'm like, shit, I can't get the cool shit, I try to do we call it like DoorDash, and that's like tiring as it is too, but I love doing it, and I want them to like listen to this. I'm like, oh my god, he doesn't like doing it. I'm like, no, I like doing DoorDash. It just like takes a lot of time, especially when you're working a regular job. So a necessity. This time, this day and age now, but back then, and as well as I do, like back then when we were growing up, we didn't know anything about cell phones. I mean, phones, the only thing how we got across phones is like, house phone with a long ass fucking wire.
Oh yeah, that could basically stretch from the wall all the way to your bedroom.
Yeah, depending on what phone you have. The kids nowadays won't know what, how we do it.
Exactly. Like you ask kids to dial a telephone, they'll put their hand up, they'll just go like this, go like that. And it's like, no, it's not like that. It's like, hello, like a banana.
And usually it's the rotary. It's a rotary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My grandma had that for the longest time. I think I was maybe 10 years old by the time she upgraded.
But I seen a video of a kid. Oh no, not a kid, like teenagers, and the parents were trying to get the teenagers like, listen, they got this rotary phone. They put it on the table, and they're like, and it works. It's in the house. They just never knew it was there. And then the kid is like, all right, well, here, call out. And it's like, wait, what are you talking about? I can't do anything. And they're pushing it, but it's a rotary phone. Yeah. It's like, no, you gotta go like that. And it's like, oh, well, what's the number? I'm like, you gotta know the number. And then do the whole thing.
My phone number was absolutely the worst as I was growing up, because it was 848-0206.
Ah. Yeah. That's a number to
Oh
to
yeah, it's
try to figure out.
oh 0. Then you wait for 10 minutes. By the time it gets back, then 2, 0, 10 minutes to get back. Then 6, which isn't bad, but it's still long.
Yeah, but we call it, then you had your very first, cell phone, and the cell phone like I had was that A-team, box phone.
Yeah.
It looked like a military phone, like I was like, oh my god.
Mine first one wasn't that bad. I got mine. When was it? 2002? And it was like a secondhand from my friends. It was so bad that I had to duct tape the battery to the actual phone itself, or else it'd move.
Oh yeah, that's.
But I was really obsessed with Snake too.
Yeah, I was obsessed with, because my friends always had Nextels. My friends had Nextels, and I was so obsessed with Nextels. I was like, I always wanted, because that whole push, you push in to talk like a walkie-talkie kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I grew up with like CBs and all that when I was younger. My uncle had them, my dad had it, and then my friends had them, and then we just started, just doing CB talk back and forth. And his parents had like a home base like channel thing where they all coincide.
Man, why did you open the door?
It's great being a dad, isn't it?
Oh yes, and this is only probably 20% of my children.
Oh yeah. Well, the other ones are probably watching TV or something, I guess.
Oh yeah, they're watching YouTube right now.
Oh yeah, that's like the biggest thing for kids now. I mean,
oh my god,
YouTube like left and right.
The amount of things that they do on YouTube and stuff like that is it's incredible.
Yeah.
What you can find on it is it's insane.
We could they had this one thing we called you ever there's a YouTube, Spencer, speaking of YouTube, there was a show on YouTube, and they had, this is like years back though, but they always grab like kids, like say your own kids or whatever, and then they sit them down and they're like, all right, I want you to listen to this, and then they'll talk about like, Metallica, see if they recognize it or this, or they'll bring some animate objects or whatever. So they brought in a payphone, actual payphone, and it was covered up. And then it's like, you see that thing behind you? And then it's like, yeah, what is it? I'm like, well, they're like, take the cover off. And they take the cover. I was like, I still don't know what it is. And to the point, it was like, it's a telephone. It's like, but where's the internet? Yeah. It's like they're looking for the internet. It's like, oh no, you got to put money in it. It's like, what? It's funny watching that.
Oh yeah, back in the day it was like 25 cents for like a half decent call.
Yeah.
And by the time they started yanking them out, they're like 50 cents.
Yeah, but no, I think we call it even like 50 cents, I think was more not collect. I think more distant calling. Like if I was gonna call like say Canada, it would be like 50 cents.
Yeah.
But then if you're calling like in the States, it'll be like just 25.
Yeah, but I guess it all depends on the company that has it too.
Yeah, well that's true. Yeah, you got the was it AT&T, I think was mostly they had it.
Like the province I'm in, it's a very strong government company run province.
Yeah.
So SaskTel is the #1 carrier for like telephones, cell phones, and things like that. So it's SaskTel cell phones like everywhere back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's like it's crazy the way the times change, and you just like talk to like younger kids. Like for me, I was working in Pennsylvania, and my friend, he's like, I was like, what was it? I was like maybe 38, probably. I would say 38, 39, somewhere around there. And my friend was like 20 something. So then, we're good friends and everything else. And I was driving him home and I was playing my music. And I'm like rocking out. It's like Poison, Molly Crew comes on. All of a sudden he's over there. He goes, "What's this we're listening to?" I'm like, "Molly Crew." He goes, "Who's that?" I'm like, "Get out." You know, and he goes, "What?" I mean, the last time I heard Molly Crew was when I was like 8 years old. He goes, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I am my dad." Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Then there's times where I'll be listening to something from the 90s because that's when I was like the mid teenager. So that's where I got all my tastes and stuff from. And I just stopped because I'm listening to it today.
Yeah.
I look at the kids and it's like, I have to apologize to grandma. And they're like, why? I understand now.
Yeah. I said it to my dad too. I'm like, because I thought about it too. And I'm like, okay, I was younger. I'm sitting in the front seat. My dad has his music on. Right. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, "Dad, what are we listening to?" He's like, "Oh, this is so and so." I think back then it was like, not Blue Diamond, Neil Diamond. He was like listening to Neil Diamond and then Elvis and Oak Ridge Boys and whatever. And I'm like, like there's like a little bit of country here and a little bit of like jazz kind of stuff. And I'm like, can we change the channel? This is me like 8, 9 years old. All of a sudden now the retro stack comes around and I'm like, oh my God, I'm my own dad. I'm like, Dad, I was you. It's like, I was like, nobody didn't know my channel. So we're basically listening to his favorite songs. Now I'm listening to my favorite songs and nobody, even the younger people, didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, he was right.
And even if you think of the time where, say, mid 80s, I was probably 6, 7 years old. My aunt was still listening to Elvis.
Yeah.
So give or take 25, 30 years. And I think now that would have been like early 90s. Just
All right.
the difference between when I was younger to what even my uncle listened to, because he was big into the 50s and the 60s, like that kind of music.
Yeah.
And he just absolutely loved it. And it's like, Uncle Lauren, that's old.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, wait, I like music from the 80s. Oh. So it's kind of like a slap of reality, realizing it's no different from when they were listening to the music when I was younger to now.
Yeah, but now it's like some of the stuff that you listen to from back then would never be able to hit airwaves now.
Oh no.
I mean, like even television as it is, like when they had MTV, you don't see videos now. Everybody goes on YouTube. Everybody goes on the computer or whatever. They don't even watch it on TV anymore. And MTV is not even like on. I mean, it's on TV, but now they got those drama stuff. Yeah. So
well, I seen rumors that Much Music, our basically version of MTV, is looking to start getting into music videos again.
Really? Oh, I didn't even hear that. Oh, I remember Much Music. That was what Much Music was that was Much Music was more like on the TV where it's like was it like up in like 400s, 500s, I think, the channel.
Like on like basic cable and stuff like that, it was in the high teens, low 20s.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm thinking of something different.
So it's just depending on your carrier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That could be it too. Yeah. But we call it, because they had Fuse. I think at one point that was like like VH1, had their special stuff because they had MTV doing theirs, and VH1 had their behind the scenes or behind the music. which is awesome. And then Fuse had like almost pretty much like the music videos like MTV, but then they had this one thing that was like Headbangers Ball, but it was different. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's but then like I was saying, like they had what was it, the like the spring break, whenever spring break came around, you know, they had the spring break shows on MTV. Like they'll go like to the beach, and then they have like the club dancing, and then they had you know, like bikini you know, like contests, or Beauty and the Beast they call it, or something like that. You know, like that stuff they would not even show like today, I don't think. Yeah.
That's that's tough to say.
Certain areas maybe be able to show, but you know, it was like risque, I think, back then.
Oh
But
yeah.
it was the 80s, 90s, so you know, they just let it go by.
Oh heck, they played what was it? Woodstock 99 on Much Music for like a lot.
Oh yeah,
And
but
they
that was
showed
like the worst time, I think, that point, you know, with the bonfires and mud and everything else. Like Green Day was on there, and you had the mud thing, but they played it off. And I
oh
think
yeah.
I forgot who was it Pearl? I wasn't even sure if Pearl Jam on there. But it was a certain band that was on, and then that's when they had huge like bonfires going on in every direction almost, and it was like a huge fire pit, you know, going crazy. You know, they had,
Limp Bizkit.
yeah, I think it might have been I was gonna say Limp Bizkit, but I wasn't really sure. Yeah,
But that was a little on the edgy side because most of it was not happening during Limp Bizkit. I think it was more or less going like Red Hot Chili Peppers. I
yeah,
think
but I
there
think
was
it transitioned into, I think it was like Red
yeah
Hot, and then went to Limp Bizkit, and it just escalated after that. Yeah, so they could.
yeah like that was just I guess the documentary on Woodstock 99 was quite interesting, especially on how bad where it was and how bad it actually flopped.
Yeah, but it made like the real Woodstock, you know, seem more tamer.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, you look at it now, and there was just free love, smoking. You know, I'm not gonna say drinking. I don't think there was that much drinking. There was, but they don't document it as that. You know,
Well,
Jimi Hendrix.
oh heck, with some of the pricing that they had, it was like $7 for a bottle of water,
Yeah,
and it was just kind of like uh, a fire festival situation. So it just everything was just way overpriced and
yeah. But
understocked.
you know, it's funny because I seen they showed the people. You know, like they had those big tanks, and then they served the beer. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then one guy's like, "Hey, here you go," and you get the money, and then
Seriously?
oh gee, technical difficulties again.
Kid and a Switch.
Turn up the lights on you. Be thankful you're not in the bathroom.
They do that anyways.
Yeah, I know, especially when I'm at work. It's like do. Hey, turn on the light. Yeah.
Oh, that happened to me somewhere. Oh, where
Like on
was
the
I?
road?
No, I can't remember. I got to think of this like later, but I was actually in the bathroom and
Yeah.
somebody turned the light off. It's like, hello,
I'm in
hello,
here. Hello, I'm in
and of,
here.
and of course nobody heard me, so it's like, oh, fine. Finish my
What?
duty, and I left.
I gotta finish what I was doing.
Gotta remember that.
But what was the other thing? Is that so do you decorate for like Christmas? I know I shouldn't be saying anything about Christmas because everything is like set up so early nowadays. Yeah, like you're in Halloween. Next thing you know, we call it like, oh, here comes the Christmas. Like, oh.
Yeah, like we haven't got anything set up yet, but within the next probably 2 weeks, we're going to start setting up the tree, getting everything ready, and going from there.
Cool. Any plans for the new year?
Go to bed at 8:00, wake up the next day. That's basically about it.
Oh yeah, you figure you have kids, you gotta go to bed early or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
No hijinks or anything. Yeah, just the family time, and that's about it.
Yeah, and plus, once you start getting into December and January.
Wait, no, leave it off.
Hello. I'm kind of in the middle of a awesome. No, Addie, no.
Turn on the light.
Please turn on the light.
This is 4:09.
Yes, okay.
I'm going to sleep.
No, you're not going to sleep.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. Okay. Where was I? All right. But when it comes to like the new year, late December, early January, kind of gets cold here. Yeah. So you just want to hibernate and don't go outside.
Yeah, I know. It's getting a little chilly now in Long Island, so it's people are like, "Oh my God, I'm so cold." I'm like, really? Not really that bad now.
No, just head to a place like Southern Ontario when you have the Great Lakes. A buddy of mine lives out there.
Yeah.
And oh my Lord, some of the the humidex temperatures that they get in the summertime. Oh, I don't know how they survive. Like with us here in the prairies, it's just dry heat. Like if it was say 110, you're lucky if it hits like 102 with the humidex.
Yeah.
So we're lucky on that, but I was talking to another podcaster, and he says that if they're say in their 50s, they're probably 70, 80 with the humidex.
Yeah.
Like it's like, no, thank you. I'll pass. I'll stay here.
So tell everybody what your podcast is about, so we can, be able to get that out there so they can be able to understand what you do.
All right. Well, my podcast is very simple. I have no niche, no genre, nothing like that. It is all, pretty well 99% improv. I'll come up with an idea and I'll talk upon it.
Yeah.
I have no set agenda. 1 week it could be my top 5 favorite movies. Next week, top 5 favorite TV shows. Next week could be a story. The following week could be a bunch of people sending questions in for me to answer it. Next, it could be something. So I don't have a fixed topic or genre. So every week is something different. So if you listen to one show that talks about comic books 24/7 on every single episode, mine, nobody knows. I never really find a topic until usually the day of recording. So like right now, I don't know what I'm going to talk about on Friday.
Yeah.
But I'll just sit there, come up with a few ideas. It's like, what do I want to talk about? Got it. So as I'm going to work or my very first stop, I'll hit record. Just go from there off the top of my head. Once I'm done, I'm done. I hit stop. Then I upload it. So no editing, nothing like that. It is 100% unscripted, unedited, and I go from there.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I was doing it. It's just like I was like, what should I talk about now? And then I'm like, oh, me talking about this, and then wrestling, and whatever movie I was watching, and then October was like Halloween month, so I'll be talking about like every day a certain movie or something, just to, like, oh, this it was made on this day, and it's like it's awesome, pea soup and head spinning and blah blah. Yeah.
Like 2 weeks ago, I wake up, it's Friday, November 5th, just, cruising Facebook, and all of a sudden it said, Saskatchewan's very own TV show Corner Gas loses elevator in fire. It's like, huh, that sucks. Then all of a sudden it clicked. I can do my episode on the experience I had back in 1996 when my hometown actually lost its elevator because of fire. So I hopped on and did a little episode on that whole entire day and nights of when our elevator went up in flames.
Oh shit! Yeah, I mean it's more. Podcasting is pretty much like you're a reporter on the scene. If you're going on the road and you're just doing off the whim, it's like a reporter out on the scene, just seeing the elements. Yeah.
My latest episode, I myself, and all of a sudden I'm looking. It's like, is that a cop car? Light turns red or turns green for them. They start pulling, and in the background you can hear the cop hit the little siren of pew. It's like, there's the cop. He's getting pulled over. So that was actual live response to somebody getting pulled over as I was driving. It's like, oh, that's so cool. 6 p.m.
Yeah, that's what I did with mine. I was sitting in the parking lot of my apartment building, and I'm like, I told my girlfriend, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing my podcast. I'll grab my phone and I'll be in my car, and then I'll just sit there. And I'm like, yeah, here's this movie, blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden I see some woman and here's a woman wearing Uggs, shorts, half top, hair all over the place, and just doing like a play-by-play of the whole thing. And she just jumped into the dumpster. Oh well, yeah. I'm like,
that's the best content. Like just the pure expression, and that's one thing that I always tell everybody: don't record because you have to. Record because you want to. Well, because if you force yourself to record, like for example, say that you and I do a show on muscle cars back from the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Both of us would be like, okay, we have to record on Wednesday. We'll edit it on Tuesday, Friday, and do a release on Saturday. When Sunday's there, my mind could be somewhere else. I could be worried about work. You could be worried about your roof because of a tree that fell. Like the true passion won't be there. But say that you and I are on Monday, you phone me up and like, hey, do you want to do the show? It's like, yeah, sure, why not? We'll have better expression within our voices. We'll have happiness. We'll have joy. Not like, 1971 Dodge Demon was nothing more than a crossbred between a Dart and a Duster. Like, you can tell by the voice of how the person is, and seeing things happen like on the street instantly, you can tell it's just absolutely random. Like, that's the part that I love about doing it live, no editing. You can hear the expression and the things that go on as I'm driving and what I see. Like there was one time where I'm driving, it's like, oh my God, is that a big dead moose? Oh, that's big.
Oh, that's right. You got moose over in Canada. I forgot about that. Geez. I want to see a moose. I just actually want to see it. It's like I see it on shows.
Okay, moose haven't been in southern Saskatchewan too much until probably the last 15 years. That's when they're starting to more migrate around this area. But when I see my first moose, that was 8 or 9 years ago. And I stopped. I'm looking at this thing, and my God, this thing was huge.
Yeah.
I have no words. And even seeing some of the, as weird as it sounds, dead moose that are on the side of the road, you're looking going, I sure hope a semi hit that thing, because a car would have not survived.
Yeah. It was crazy. We caught when I was younger, I don't know, maybe 12, 13, whatever. And my uncle, rest in peace and whatever. He always, took us like going like little game hunting. We'll go upstate. It was like always our family. It was like, our family and his family. He had a cabin, and he'll have like a trailer as well. So we'll stay in the trailer. They got the cabin. We all had a good time. But then he'll pull out like some guns, whatever, like a shotgun. My cousin will have the pistol handle shotgun and whatever. And then we'll have like the little 22s and, and we were going walking around in the woods. And it's not like a woods like, in your backyard just for a few feet. This is like a whole woods where bear and deer and anything ferocious is going to be in that thing, but you're doing small game hunting, so now you got to look for like squirrels. But long story short, we go out there, and I'm like Freddie, which is my cousin. I'm like, Freddie, it's like, what are we supposed to hunt for? And he goes, possum, raccoon, whatever. I'm like, what about that one up there? He goes, yeah, go get him. And I'm like, I shot it and didn't do anything. It just bounced. And then my cousin sees like a squirrel, and he gets the big shotgun and goes, blah, 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 and that squirrel like never got hit. He hit everything else but that squirrel. 2 seconds later, that squirrel went up in the tree, and you can hear the distinct laughter in the squirrel going. I'm like, right, he's laughing at you, But the funny shit is, well, that was funny, but the funniest shit is, we're sitting there on a log, and 5 deer walking behind us. Like, we're just sitting there still, and there's a deer just walking right behind us, just going along. And my cousin's like, he's like, it sucks. He's like, it's small game hunting, but we could have bagged like some deer already. I could have just grabbed the shotgun and go. And I'm like, yeah, you could, but isn't that illegal? I mean, back then, with the small game hunting, you're not supposed to do big game hunting until I think November, at the time, or something.
Yeah, it's right now, that's what it is here in Saskatchewan. People are taking days off, and all of a sudden you're looking around, you just see these orange hats and toques walking around Walmart. And it's like, oh, it's hunting season. Yay.
Especially you're going out, like, all right, hey, Bob, Bob, oh shit, he's been shot. From 40 yards away.
Well, I could have said something, but I don't know how it would have went.
Hey, go for it. Yeah.
Well, was Dick Cheney in the area?
Well, no, he shoots for the foot.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he shoots for the foot. It didn't really hit a vital organ anywhere. That's from what I heard, and especially when was that Bob? No, not Bob Dole. Who's the one that always had the jokes, like the vice president? There's a vice president that always had jokes about himself. Oh my God, I don't know if it was the President Bush days, or it was Ronald Reagan days. I don't know. I forgot what it was.
When it comes to vice presidents, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I know a few presidents, probably from the Reagan era. Then, of course, you have the Washington and stuff like that. But
yeah,
when it comes to first presidents or vice presidents, I have no idea.
Yeah, I know. There was always like somebody made jokes about vice presidents, and there was only that one, and it was just like funny as hell. They would do it, but and then like you said, like the vice president that you were just talking about, and Cheney. I'm like, wait, how the hell did he go and shoot somebody in the fucking foot? He must have been like, and he was like really fucking close too.
And weren't they like friends too?
Yeah, I think they were always going like hunting or shooting or like skeet shooting or whatever they were doing. And folks, I'm not political. I can tell you right now, I'm not a political person, but that's some funny shit. Yeah. It's like I'll make fun of it.
Vice President Al Gore. That's another
Yeah.
one that I know.
Well, Al Gore, that's like typical because wasn't his wife's name Tipper?
I have no idea.
I think the wife's name is Tipper. Who the hell names their daughter Tipper? Yeah. Folks, tell me that. Tell me who the hell names their kid Tipper? Maybe it's a celebrity. I don't know. Celebrities now like, oh, I'm gonna name my kid Autopilot. They're like, really? What? Autopilot.
Well, take a look at Elon Musk and his kid's name.
What's that?
I have no idea. It's a bunch of like weird.
Imagine that's his name. That's his kid.
Oh,
okay.
Just when you get off, go Google Elon Musk's kid's name.
Oh,
they actually had to change it a bit because it didn't follow in name regulations.
Hold on. We're searching this on the phone here. Elon Musk. It sounds like a deodorant. Hello, Elon Musk. What the hell? Come on. None of my we're having bad problems with like technology today. Mine is like I couldn't get on for some reason, and now my phone's acting up. I'm like, you son of bitches. Elon Musk, kid's name. All right, here we go. Here we go. Elon Musk, Nevada. Oh my God.
Told you.
Oh my fucking God. Dude, what X? Wait a minute. What the XAEA dash what's that? X is 10 II? What?
Then if you actually Google the definition or the reason why, it's a little on the how would you say, deeper on the reason why he named him that.
Well,
but that's for another episode.
That's one for your shit too, man. I'll probably use it for mine too, because I gotta look this up. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Yeah. Holy shit.
And I thought me naming my one son Reimer from the goalie James Reimer was weird.
No, that's not really weird. I mean, but that name, that's fucking weird. That's just that's oh, I don't know. You're waving at me now. Now that's your like, I'm not gonna say normal cat, but that's the one that doesn't have problems, or
this one has a very mild, like you can tell this is Progi.
Nah.
He's almost normal, but he's not as bad as Cricket, who's now with the girlfriend's dad and stepmom.
Okay.
He's cool.
Yeah. I had cats. I had one named Damien. I named him right with that one. Yeah, because he always got into fucking trouble. I mean, and he was like, this is what when I was married, me and my wife had 3 dogs and 3 cats, and one was a Rottweiler named Bruno. Well, we had a Rottweiler named Dillinger, and then we had a Rottweiler named Bruno, and then we had my dog Kahlua, which was like a Heinz 57, we called her, which had every breed known to man, I guess, because her mom really got around. And we had, and then my wife always wanted to have a Bichon Poodle, so we had the Bichon Poodle, and his name was Scampy. And then she had to have a cat, which we're living above her parents' house, and they had 2 cats downstairs, and I'm like, isn't that enough? It's like, no, we need something upstairs. And I'm like, oh God. So I'm just laying there, and all of a sudden after I'm like this, and she comes home and she puts like a box like in front of me, and I'm like, oh, like on the bed, laying there, you know, and I'm like, oh, what's this? And I'm like, Christmas? Yeah. You know, and she goes, no, no, look inside. And I'm looking inside, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna get kicked out. You know, because I'm like, your dad's gonna get pissed. You know, and that is a big cat. That's a furry cat.
That one is Mittens. He's a freaking huge ass cat.
No, wait, how much does he weigh?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
Well, how much do you think he weighs?
Uh, 20 plus pounds.
I think my cat has beat your cat. You know, because my cat was weighing about the same amount as the Bichon Poodle. And that was a fat cat.
Well, with this cat, the dad was a tomcat. It's like, oh, okay, that's enough.
Yeah,
so
got around.
I'm expecting him to get a little bit bigger, but if he doesn't stop growing after 2 years, I'm gonna start worrying.
Yeah. We had like I said, we had the cat. So Damien was like about the same, like I said, the same size as Bichon Poodle. So, and I think the reason why is because I fed him Burger King French fries. and he likes he knows the difference. So again, Burger King French fries, I'm like, what, you want one? Okay, here you go. Like, okay, fine. And he ate it, which was no problem. Then I think one day I got home and I had like McDonald's, and I figured, okay, well, give him a fry. I gave him the fry. He started smelling and went and just swatted. And I'm like, oh, so you're picky, huh? Okay, you know, you like the Burger King. So then he got like to the point where we had the laser pointer. I got the laser pointer. And you know, because my wife at the time did not want to do that because that's like so mean for cats. And I'm like, and I start playing around like this, and he starts chasing it, going around and around. And I've never seen a cat stop, had his tongue sticking out like he's all tired. It looked like a cartoon thing, and I'm like, and I felt so bad. I'm like, oh geez, pour some water in the bowl, and I'm like, drink, come on, drink, you know, hydrate. I felt bad, you know, and it was just like weird, and to the point where I had my own dog, and my wife at the time, she'll go work overnight. So I get home at like 2 a.m. She gets home like around 6, 7 o'clock in the morning or something. All of a sudden I get home, and you know, there's a certain tape that she liked, and you know, and folks, yes, they're called tapes. You know, we're going back a ways. We're going, you know,
cassette tape.
Yeah, we're going back where you need a number 2 pencil, you know, to rewind those tapes just to get it right. And that's how you always have, you know, your girlfriend very happy. I made your mixtape. Here you go. You know, but getting back to the dog, he saw the tape or whatever. I don't know what it was, and she just ate it, like, you know, tore it up, and I see tape everywhere. And I got home, and I'm like, oh my god, oh, she's gonna kill you. I'm like, I gotta hide the evidence. You know, so I grab all the evidence, I put it in the garbage, and I picked up the garbage and I put it underneath so she couldn't see it, like buried underneath. If it was like a dead body, that's what I was doing. I was doing Sopranos or something. Yeah. And I was putting the sucker underneath. And then I'm like, okay, everything was fine. I'm like, okay, you know, sat down on our, you know, like old style couch, watching TV, got my beer, got my little food. My dog's laying in my lap. I'm like, okay, everything's good. She comes home, and then she's like, everything good? I'm like, yeah, everything's fine. You know, like that. She gets to the bed, and all of a sudden there's the face of the tape.
Oh.
Yeah, the face of the tape right there. Now I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get. Then she goes, Andre, isn't this yours? It says Slayer. And I'm like, you ate my tape. I'm like, damn you. And the dog went, like that, and she goes, why? What happened? It's like, I thought she ate one of your tapes, like it's a frog calling tape that she has. And I thought that's what it was. And she goes, and where's the rest of it then? I'm like, it's in the garbage all the way underneath. She goes, wait a minute. She sat down. She had to sit down on the couch, and she goes, let me think about this. Let me retract this. And this is how she did it. Her hands are up in the air like this. Like, so you're telling me that you came home and you saw the tape broken up, chewed up by your dog, and you thought it was my tape, and you were hiding the evidence from me because you don't want me to yell at your dog? I'm like, she needed a day off. Now I'm thinking, I'm like, now I'm thinking she might not need a day off, I'm like, you son of a bitch, and you do that whole, I don't know if you've done this, but like my dad always said was like, listen, I brought you in this world, I'll take you out, so that was it. But after a while you can't really get mad. I never really get mad at any animal I have. I mean, I get annoyed.
Mine always outsmarts me. I had one cat, his IQ, oh my god, that's the stories about him.
You just got cats, right?
Yes.
Have you ever had cats and dogs?
I've never had a dog. I don't have the time for dogs.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
I kids. That's about it.
Well, here's the funny thing when you do, if I'm saying big if you ever get like dogs and cats, you get like, if you have a cat that's very smart aleck, like my wife's cat. I was gonna say dog. My wife's cat. We named her Haley because like Haley's Comet. Just like the feet don't even hit the ground. It's like that was it. It doesn't even my cat, the 25-pound 30 Burger King fucking eating cat, like set like a herd of cattle running going through the thing. But my wife's making the food for the cats and the dogs, so it's like a prison cell fucking walking going to the kitchen. There's the 3 dogs. There's the Rottweiler that's like 180 pounds going like that. Oh no, wait, I'm sorry. The Bichon Pool is first, then my dog, and then the Rottweiler. So now here's Haley, the cat that is like queen of the apartment. Like, this is my domain, I'm queen. She sees the one dog. This is what she does. Da, 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 da. Like smacks him like all the way through, and then sees the other dog. Da, 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 da. Then sees the Rottweiler. Da, 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 da. And all of a sudden, after, it was like one of those TikTok things. All of a sudden, the dog, the Rottweiler just stopped, and then turned and looked. And all of a sudden, the cat, I swear to God, the cat's ears went, and like, oh shit. And just hid for the rest of the day. Like, I am not going anywhere.
Well, I still like it. Still like it when a cat will do that to another animal. The animal looks at you like, did you just see that? Then the cat who did it is like, what are you going to do about it? Turns around, walks away, tail straight up.
Yeah. It's like, I did it.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, what are you going to do about it? Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. That's what I like about those, like the cats and dogs movie, and it's like the war between the cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always fun to watch. I was like, okay, I'll watch that. But I don't want to see no sad dog movie where, like Homeward Bound.
Never seen it.
No, oh, don't. You'll be like watching it, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, I never cry. I kind of whimpered a little bit on this one, so I'm like, no, I'm not watching this ever again.
But yeah, with me, I was really never a big movie person. I was more basically disconnected from television, movies, and I was out playing with my friends over at their houses, video games, just stuff like that. Even like now, I could watch a movie here and there, but it's not on my to-go list.
See, there's the thing. We call it when you were a kid, you went out, did stuff. Kids nowadays don't even know what the hell the outside looks like.
My oldest boy.
Yeah. You're like, oh, what? I'm like, it's nice outside. I mean, I don't have any kids, folks. I don't have any kids. I wish I did, but now I see it, in certain people or people, like friends and my family, and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't, because I'll get like ticked off, like very easily. I'm like, I'll have to go outside like all the time and go, yeah.
Pick them up, throw them out there. Next, turn around, they're right back where they were. It's like, how the hell did you do that?
Yeah, but then if I was doing it,
I don't know who stole the cookie from the cookie jar. Of course, I stole the cookie from the cookie jar.
You're the culprit. You took the cookie.
Yeah. But I better mosey. Supper's almost ready.
Okay, well,
Skylar wants to
tell everybody where they can find you.
You can go find me anywhere you find your favorite local podcast, even if you head over to. Seriously? You can even head over.
Well, now you got
head over to tangentswithtoby.com for any updates on the show, what's coming up, thoughts, things like that. Well, dude, just stuff like that. Otherwise, Tangents Toby on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Okay. And if you have any questions or comments, it's tangentswithtoby@gmail.com.
All right, folks, and you follow, Toby with, Tangents with Toby. You can follow Tattoo Squid Podcast. Go to Linktree, link.ee/Tattoo Squid Podcast. And thank you, Toby. And we read this whole thing, and
much better.
So it's better now. Okay.
Oh yeah. At least he waited till the end.
Yeah. But everything's good. So, but we call it. Let me go and stop this, and I'm going to talk to Toby a little bit more, and everybody have a good Thanksgiving, and well, I mean, you had your Thanksgiving. Anybody that's in the States, have a good Thanksgiving.
Anybody it's not Thanksgiving tomorrow. It's football tomorrow.
Oh, it's football tomorrow, and tomorrow is for us. It's Black Friday. So, not tomorrow. I'm sorry. Tomorrow is Turkey. Sorry. It's Black Friday. Alrighty, folks. Take it easy.
Have fun.